What's up, Leo? I'm Chris. Welcome to your November reading. So, November, huh? Almost the end of the year. Sort of a wrapping up time. Craziness that we've been through this year. Retrograde season out the ass. Eclipses left and right. And now as we wrap up the year, we're kind of cooling off, right? We're kind of like all the stuff that we've been through, all the experiences we've had. Now come into a little bit of perspective. Now we assimilate what's happened, process, right? And I think that's what is the name of the game right now for Leo. Processing, patience. It's like there's this energy with you guys of just wanting to be there already. Wherever there is, right? At a certain place of comfort in a relationship, at your career goals coming to fruition, your financial goals coming to fruition. But it feels like there just needs to be a little bit of chill on Leo's behalf. The world. Starting off the reading with the world. So where have we been, Leo? This is what I'm saying with patience, right? You're wrapping up a time of your life. You're wrapping up a way of being, an attitude. One chapter closes with the world, and we anxiously anticipate the opening of the next. I think there's a need here, Leo, to kind of bask in the joy and happiness that you might be experiencing right now. Now, let's go deeper into this, right? High Priestess reversed. If you're not experiencing or feeling like things are going super great, or like at least you're on a good path, I think the word here is gratitude, right? Like when you have gratitude, you reflect on the good things in your life that you have. You enjoy the good things that you have, right? So to my point, if it's not a period of super happiness to you, it needs to be at least a moment of reflection about where you've been, right? What you've overcome, and where you're going. The High Priestess in reverse coming after the world is sort of, in a way, like a sense of confusion to me. Anxiety, right? A lack of faith and trust in the path that you're on. Fear. Fear that things aren't going to turn out the way you want them to be, right? So regardless of whether right now you're blissfully happy, you have love, you have career, all these things, or whether you're still kind of struggling with those things. The emphasis here is that almost like this closing of the last chapter of your life, of who you are and who you've been, is now creating a little uncertainty. Maybe things didn't go the way you expected them to go. And you're enjoying the way things are, you just kind of like weren't prepared for it. You almost like didn't see it coming. And with this High Priestess, it might be putting your emotions in like a little bit of a, I don't want to quite say tailspin, but almost like a whirlwind of feelings. There might have been a lot of ups and downs. High highs and like confusing lows. Almost where you might be uncharacteristically, maybe even a little moody, a little in your head. Stuck, Devil in reverse. So far, Leo, we have all majors here, right? We have the world. And then we have the High Priestess and the Devil in reverse. So what is this telling us? This right here is sort of darkness. Your own darkness. The darkness of your subconscious. The darkness of your shadow self. It's almost as if like we're feeling like Leo is revamping who they are and your identity. It's like when you flush out a wound, right? All this gross, icky stuff has to come up before like it can heal. And I think that's what's been happening with Leo, right? A lot of gross, icky stuff has been coming up. We've talked in the past few months about things like insecurity, things like impulsiveness, not thinking things through, just kind of jumping at things, right? Not really knowing which direction you're going in. And I think right now, especially with this Venus retrograde that's going on, what we're doing is we're taking a deeper look at what gives our lives meaning. And what happens when you do that is that things get pulled out of you. Remember what I said about uncharacteristic things? There's potential here also for a bit of escapism. Overall, just feeling unsettled. And like, I'm still just overwhelmed by this feeling of like, I'm unsettled, but I don't quite know why. Because there hasn't been really much, I'll take it, to make me feel like things aren't good. Strength. So do you see? Do you see what I see? So we end one chapter, right? There's a little messiness in between, right? And then bam, we're at strength. So what was I saying? What happens in between? I just got chills. What happens in between this success, this happiness, this closing of one thing, and then Leo, being fully realized, being comfortable and like present in your own skin, in your own body, in your own life, ready to create and move forward with strength. Doubt, worry, insecurity. So like, it's like if you're a Leo who things have been going super dope for, it's like maybe a feeling of like, is this gonna last? Am I gonna lose this? Am I doing the right thing, right? If you're a Leo who's been struggling, it's maybe causing not even like doubt of self, right? So if you have been struggling, I think this is a call, Leo, to come out of your own head, right? To gain some perspective, I think overall, right? It's about perspective. It's about faith. It's about trust in yourself. Primarily, right? Your own ability to be the creator of your own reality. What needs to happen is wrangling in some of these like wild feelings you might have been having. Wrangling in some of these doubts, things that make you not sure of yourself, because that's not you. Of course, we're human and we all doubt, right? But you're the leaders. You're the sun. You illuminate things. You're the light by which like the rest of the world functions and thrives and lives, Leo. So what exactly is strength really calling for? In this particular instance, I think it's strength of mind, right? The way she's looking directly at the devil, challenging it. This is the facing of the shadow self. This is the dealing with the baggage that you might have been carrying. This is Dealing with your own dark side. You might have been seeing parts of yourself, even if you're not showing it to other people, but experiencing in your own head parts of yourself and parts of your mind that are maybe a little unappealing to you. That maybe make you question, like, who the fuck am I? I don't do this. I don't act like this. I don't think this way. The waning moon. A way of being is finishing. And I think you're scared a little bit. This is a void, right? That's being created. That at your best, Leo, shining bright sun should fill this space with no problem. Should not question your ability to create something that fills this space. And yet when I look at that dark moon, all I feel is fear. Let's dig into that fear a little bit more. I think it's fear a little bit, Leo, that you're gonna fuck it up. I think it's fear, like, that something about you could be problematic. That you're not talented enough to make the dream career happen, right? Or you're lacking a personality quality that would make you excel in the career field you want to be in. You are, maybe it's you that's the reason for, your past relationships not going so well. Or your dating life currently not going so well. It's like fear of self. But I'm being pulled back to the world. Because to me, again, what this is perspective. See the way the angel is standing on the world? She has this bird's eye view. Very different from being in this place, right? Where you're drowning in your own head and in your own feelings. Here, you can see everything for what it is. Reminding yourself, Leo, of past achievements, reminding yourself of past accomplishments, reminding yourself of past relationships that did work out, or at least that where you put your best foot forward, is important for you to encourage yourself to move forward. That's the mental strength I'm talking about, right? Validating yourself. Being your own source of comfort. Because the times, they are changing. And it's fucking scary. Once again, Leo. This is why I started off saying that, like, patience is required. Because we have now 6 cards out. Other than the moon card. Major, 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 major. This is a time of expansion. Majors kind of represent our spiritual journey, right? You're in a point right now, Leo, where the rest of your life in certain ways is being determined by how you act right now. And I think with death, it's about letting the old you die. Not necessarily an old relationship. Not necessarily a job that you don't like and having to cut it out. This is you. Letting the old Leo die. Letting yourself become brand new. Letting yourself expand beyond, like, your ideas and your conception of who you are, and, like, the negativity of that, like, just keeping you rooted in place. Again, escapism is dangerous here, so be careful of, using sex or drinking or anything like that to numb your feelings. Because you can't be in this place if you're numbed out. If you're just, like, putting your energy into things that are not paying return on deposit, let's say. But Leo, I also feel like with this, when I talk about letting go of the old self, and when I was talking about relationships and not letting go of relationships, something struck me as, like, there almost needs to be a letting go of maybe not the other person, but like who you were in that relationship. The mistakes you might have made. The ways in which maybe you were imperfect. The ways in which maybe you let something go on way too long. And now you're going to doubt your strength. You're going to let this overpower like what you know you're capable of. I don't think you're going to let it. I don't think the problem is that like things aren't happening in a good way, but I think it's very much this month about your mental state, right? With Venus going retrograde in Libra, it's about our relationship to love. Love of ourself, love of the thing we do. And then yes, our relationships. So when that bitch goes direct towards the end of the month, it's like a fresh start. I think that there's going to be a lot of big opportunities coming your way towards the end of the month. I think there's going to be a lot of really big like career opportunities. I think there's going to be opportunities to take your relationships to the next level. Seven of Swords. This is you, what I've been saying this whole time, in your head. So even as we move through the month, there's still this like self-deceit. Tripping yourself up with this, right? Being in your own head, like sabotaging yourself. Being almost like self-destructive. Getting in the way of a good thing. And the good thing, Leo, is you. I keep wanting to come back to that. I keep wanting to come back to like the idea that regardless of your external circumstances, like the thing that you carry with you that makes you strong is here. Where you can be successful at anything you do because it's about who you are. You're represented by the sun. The sun is our individuality. It's our ego. It's our sense of self. And with Jupiter moving into Sagittarius, there's going to be a lot of abundance, of energy, of adventure, of excitement, of, you know, looking forward and optimism. And I think that those energies are starting to seep in already. And you can sense them, and you can feel this pull towards change. You can feel that your life in the next few months to the year are going to be so much different and so much better than what they've been. And that's what's stirring up this like, that's what's stirring up these like weird feelings that are inside. Six of Cups in reverse. It feels a little troubled, Leo. The past is weighing very heavily on you. It feels to me like there's a strong sense of missed opportunities. There's a strong sense of like, almost like you're reminding yourself of your fuck-ups. What falls right above it? The devil. Your shadow. Your darkness. Your pain. Your self-inflicted pain. There's a simultaneous feeling here of worthiness, but then like a questioning of that worthiness almost. Like, not that you don't have the talent and the ability and the skill and the discipline to accomplish everything you want, but it's almost as if like your dreams feel too big, like almost like an oversized coat, right? Like they don't quite fit comfortably. Like you're not sure if you're big enough to fill your ambition. Ten of Swords in reverse. So I kind of like this, right? On the one hand, it suggests endings again, right? Worry, anxiety, but like defeat in a way. Now looking at it reversed, this to me indicates like Leo has a choice, right? Leo has a choice right now to either stay stuck, to allow this like mental heaviness to get the best of you, or to let it be resolute, make you more resolute in what you want to accomplish. Just making a decision, because it fell right underneath strength, right? Making a decision to be your best badass self, to nip negative self-talk, which is what I think this is, right? Negative self-talk, nip it in the bud. To not just like on the surface feel like you're capable of whatever you want, because I know sometimes Leos can be very much like, everything's fine. I'm great. What are you talking about? But on the inside, I think there's still like struggle with the self. And strength in this regard is mental discipline. To not allow your feelings to get the best of you, to control your thoughts, right? When you feel your thoughts slipping into a place that is unproductive. Asserting your worth. There's a big need here, and we'll see what last card we get here, of understanding of worth. Not that you don't have it, but like it almost needs to be tapped into in a new way. I really feel like there's some things from the past bogging you down. Keeping things feeling heavy. Upright, you know, and like in the weight deck, the guy has 10 swords in him, and it's like kind of brutal, but it's also like the worst is over, right? You dead, you're beaten, there's nothing that could happen. Here it's like you got those 10 swords in you, but like you won't die. Like one of those weird things where like in a movie or a TV show, like someone doesn't die easily or quickly, and it's brutal and it's gross, and they're just suffering and struggling. So I do believe that there's a holding on to of something from the past that is almost like resisting. It's almost as if the Seven of Swords is tripping up death. Like your own thoughts are keeping the change that's naturally coming to you from happening. All right, let's pull one more card, and then we'll go ahead and look at the bottom, and then pull a rune card here. Leo, just do know that with this Ten of Swords, even though it's in reverse, there is opportunity. Here, we'll take both of them. This kind of sums up everything I've been saying about this reading. Nine of Swords and Three of Wands. Fucking fear and anxiety about the future much? I think last time we talked about Leo not really being willing to let go of something because letting go would kind of acknowledge or embracing a new life would acknowledge that the old one is dead, and that was almost too painful. But you have to acknowledge, Leo, what's dead and gone. You have to admit defeat. You have to admit conclusion. Because the way this reading started off with, whatever it was is over. For a lot of you, that's going to be a relationship. For a lot of you, that's going to be, you know, a job or something that's no longer serving you. But I think the bigger picture is the loss of the sense of self. Letting the old you die. What is Leo so afraid about? Let's see an outcome card, actually, and then we'll dig into that. Oh, this is actually good. The Tower. Ending out the month. So much here, Leo, of what no longer fits falling away. The Tower says, if you don't right yourself, if you don't let go, you're not gonna have a choice. And it's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna hurt. This isn't doom and gloom, guys. This is tough, yes. But for the sake of building you up for what's to come. The beauty of the Tower falling is that you now have like a real solid foundation. And look at the bottom of the deck. The Star. What is this all for? What is driving all of this here? A belief in how good life can be. A belief in the possibilities of, you know, having the love of your life and having a bomb-ass career and like making lots of money and having dope friends and being able to travel. Like the Star right now here at the bottom of the deck is like that all-encompassing dream of just like life being fucking sick. But right now, Leo, you have to be honest. What are you struggling with? And how are you going to handle it is the question, right? You can't sit back and do nothing right now. If you need to go to a therapist, then go to a therapist. If you need to start meditating, do that. If you need to start working out, do that. There's a thing here of like this energy that just needs to be worked out. Mars rules the Tower. It's energy, it's movement, it's action. It's also like pure, raw, gritty truth. Do you see what I'm saying? Bottom underneath the Star, 10 of Cups. The desire for joy and happiness and fulfillment and family and connection. Knight of Wands in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And then the Lovers, so we'll stop there. Do you see this like almost fear of movement? It's almost as if these dreams and these desires like cause like this weird halt. And what's needed right now is inner peace and harmony. Connection to other people that makes you feel safe. Safe. What makes you feel safe, Leo? Who makes you feel safe? Dive into that real hard this month. Nurture that. Nurture your connections that make you feel all those good Venus qualities, right? Warmth, security, comfort. And then by doing so, it won't be so scary to stand in your truth. Because this is truth. That lightning bolt that's striking the Tower down. I hope for you guys it's more of a light bulb moment than a lightning strike. A sort of eureka. This is why I've been feeling this way. This is what is now in perspective about that relationship. This is what is now in perspective about how who I was before served me then. Even if I look back now and think I was being weak, even if I look back now and think I was being lazy, or that, you know, other people were oppressing me, who I was then served a purpose. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of myself for what I experienced and what I went through and how it made me grow. All right, Leo, so let's take a rune card here to see where... Hagalas, this is the rune of hail. What it represents is a sort of turning within, a sort of introspection. Going deep. Flushing out the wounds. Understanding the things that are making you feel like this. Facing the darkness in a way that's like centered and balanced and strong and secure. But again, as hail, it can also represent this sort of violent force that shakes things up, whether you like it or not. So my advice to you based on this, Leo, is to really go in deep this month. Focus on, take a really close look at why you're feeling the way you are. Be ready to admit some difficult truths to yourself. And that's the beauty, right? All you're doing is admitting it to yourself. No one else has to know. No one else is going to hear it. But you can't build on shaky foundation. You can't. You have to be honest. Anything else is a cheap ripoff, right? And then it's ultimately going to prove itself to be flimsy and fall apart. No more self-deception. No more self-destruction. No more being stuck in the past. No more letting yourself hurt yourself. There's two choices here, Leo. On the one hand, you have death. On the other hand, you have the Tower. So which do you choose? Because either way, things are coming to an end. Either way, this shit in the middle, this destructive stuff that you're doing in your own head, are you gonna let it die? Are you gonna face it and deal with it? Or not and just let it implode? All right, Leo, heavy, yes, but I think heavy because it's transformative. We're still in Scorpio season right now. Scorpio's energy is dark and heavy, and it's deep, and it's sometimes ugly and hard to look at. And I feel like you guys maybe are not doing so well with that Scorpio energy right now, in terms of like how it's making you feel. You're used to everything being bright and sunny. Scorpio thrives in darkness. Sagittarius season is coming soon. And the great thing about Scorpio is that even though it's darkness, it's transformative. It's healing. You come out of that darkness stronger, better, faster. Got it? All right, Leo, so private readings, links down below in the comments, in the descriptions rather. I also have the description of the cards I'm using here. Instagram link there is there as well. Follow me there. And I have a link for my PayPal. If you guys get value out of these readings and want to contribute and help keep this channel running, I appreciate any and all donations. They fill my heart with joy. All right, Leo, so take heart, right? It's a tough season for everybody. We've been going through it, but it's not going to be that long as you do the work. And that's what I need to emphasize here, Leo. You need to kind of do like the internal work right now, so that come the brighter time, come the holiday season, come the time where you're supposed to be around family and feeling good and feeling comfortable and feeling safe, like you've done the hard work, and now you can just like kind of kick back and enjoy like the good that is in your life. Because there is good, there's just almost you're having a hard time kind of seeing it. So try it a little harder this month to consciously see it, even if it means like doing stuff that's like makes you feel like you're just being in denial and like being dumb and like deliberately misleading yourself. Don't deliberately mislead yourself to hurt yourself. If you have to deliberately mislead yourself to lift your spirits, then that's a good use of this energy, right? All right, guys, I love you so much. I'll talk to you in December. Have a great month. Hang in there. It's going to be really, really positive. But just be strong and you got this. All right. I love you guys so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.